Yo, what's going on, you guys? Your boy Twitch back again with another video. This is another day in my life of me documenting me building my business at $2 million for the year. In this video, we'll talk about tariffs, talk about my goals for the week, a little bit about performance, and then do a rev check. So let's get into it in terms of the whole tariff situation, which honestly isn't a crazy update. Y'all have probably honestly seen it, that Trump has lowered the tariff from whatever it was, 145% on China, to bring it down to 30, which is a big W. So that's telling me right there and then that, you know, obviously they're in talks, they're in negotiations and shit, blah, 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 blah. So I'll give it probably another 30 to like 90 or 30 to 60, 90 days. And again, I don't know, but they'll probably either lower it, or regardless, whatever, it stays at 30%. That honestly isn't too bad for the most part. And that'll give a lot of you guys a good opportunity to start selling to the US again. So nothing too crazy again on the tariff update. Just wanted to update anyone that hasn't seen the news that came in this morning that, you know, they dropped or lowered the tariffs. So that's all honestly I had to go over in terms of the tariff situation. Now let's get into my goals for the week. So upon analyzing my results from last week, and I like to analyze my results every single week to see where I can honestly improve on. And yeah, so for the first store, the main goal honestly is just to increase our creative output. We've been doing like 10 batches of creatives a week, which is decent, isn't like too bad, but I'm deciding to do 5 creative batches a day. Reason being is because for the first store, it's literally a jewelry store, so you can whip up creatives relatively fast. Even if you're going into a longer style of video, it doesn't take that long to like come up with concepts like how VSLs or like problem solving products. Like it might take you damn near a while to come up with, you know, shit for those type of products. But again, for jewelry, for the most part, like it's super easy to cook up concepts. So in understanding that, obviously I did understand that, and in the past I used to do that, but I thought I was overdoing it, and it's low-key because I was doing like 10 a day. But if I'm doing 5 a day and I actually, you know, take the time to, you know, make sure we're targeting the right persona, make sure I'm in, you know, there's just intent behind what I'm doing. That's like the biggest thing when you are creating creatives, and especially when you're doing at a high volume. It's really just about the intent you're doing in that. Like it's not about, you know, trying to make as many as possible. While I am trying to pump out as much volume as possible, it is important that the intent is behind the actual content that you're making. So for that specific store, because it is a jewelry store, again, it doesn't take that long to make these creatives. We will be outputting a lot more of creatives, which will bring us to closer to like 25 to like 30 batches a week, just so we have a good amount of creatives to like work and base ourselves around. Because again, we're trying to scale that shit up, and again, we're gonna need a lot of fucking creatives. So yeah, that's like the main reason, for one. And for two, we are trying to also push a lot more awareness, or most aware creatives, which is basically just bottom of funnel creatives. Because like I've been analyzing a lot of jewelry brands, and like they do like obviously you know, sometimes do palm aware ads, but the biggest thing is that they just push solution aware ads, just basically just showcasing the product, showing the benefits. A lot of problem aware ads as well, like kind of handling objections. And for the most part though, they do a lot of just showing you what the offer is, like multiple of them. So that's why like a lot of the ads that we're going to be making per week as well are going to be a lot most aware. And that's going to really help the whole blended ROAS of the campaigns, because if we know we can essentially have a whole bunch of creatives that are doing a 2 ROAS, and we can really fuck around. Again, I said this like last video, but fuck around and spend some other campaigns at like a 1.2 ROAS, and we should be able to still print relatively well. So that's kind of the goal there. I want to identify, like, hopefully by like the next couple of weeks, identify a killer winner that we can scale pretty hard. We did turn off the Mother's Day sale yesterday, and honestly the last week was the worst week. Okay, I'll just talk about performance as well. Honestly, one of the worst weeks that we've had with this store, and I don't know the reason why. I can only speculate from what I'm seeing from the data, but the conversion rate was at an all-time low. The buying intent, so the add to cart rate, initiate checkout rate was hella low as well. And I think it's basically due to the fact that the sale was coming up relatively quickly. Not quickly, what the hell? It was coming up soon, and we yeah, basically, I don't know what I just said there, but basically what I meant to say is that the reason why I think the performance was very, very ass is because Mother's Day was literally like in a couple of days, and I think people honestly just didn't need it. And that's basically what the whole angle we were pushing was. The previous week was a very, very good week, but then the last week was very, very ass. So that's kind of like what I came to the conclusion of, and what I did, and I'm trying to test to kind of combat that, is I'm really trying to push this summer sale. I haven't really done a fully like discounted offer on that store. We've really just been running buy one get one free, but I feel like that's very, very played out. And the thing with like jewelry brands, and honestly a lot of brands in general, like if you're running offers a lot of discounts a lot of the time, you have to kind of make sure that you kind of cycle them out. And I'm guilty of just letting the same offer play out, you know, for a very long time. So right now I'm trying to cycle in a new offer. We're gonna try 20% off with 20% off the product, honestly just everything on the store. And honestly 25% off, 20% off is a way better offer to some people's eyes than just buy one get one free, because a lot of people, only like 30% of people really take that BOGO offer, but it gets a lot of engagement. Like it helps get clicks on the shit, but a lot of people don't really take that offer for real. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So that's why I'm saying we're going to push a lot of most aware ads or bottom of funnel ads, because we're going to really hold down on, bro, this is 20% off. All the previous people that didn't buy last week or whenever, I'm like, hey, we low-key haven't seen a low price like this. They're going to come back for the most part, hopefully. And that's kind of the angle we're trying to play. And hopefully that brings in some good intent, and we can have like a higher percentage of buying intent, because if we do, I know we can scale up to some good numbers. Previously in the past, anytime we actually used to do these discounted price, well, I was doing it wrong though, because I was doing a discounted price when the AOV was already low as shit, which is retarded, but we were able to get a good amount of scale just by doing that. So I feel like if at this higher price point, because we don't necessarily do that many discounts, unless for like Q4 with that specific store on there, I think again, we might be able to get some level of scale. And again, I don't know yet. I'll update you guys throughout this week and see what performance is looking like. But that's kind of like the whole game plan. Again, performance was ass. We were down like 50% this whole week. Last week, I mean. So hopefully we can have a way better week this week. That's like the whole goal as well. So that's what I'm hoping, bro. I hope we can, again, push some numbers this week. And yeah, get to like these fucking 2K, 3K days. Like that's what we're really trying to push with the store. So yeah, that's kind of like the whole goal with that store. Again, I'll update you guys throughout this week and show you guys what performance is looking like. I'll show you guys the last couple of days as well when I park the car when I get to the gym. But second store, let me tell you guys what the goal for the second store is. Second store, I'm not gonna lie, has been picking up very, very nicely. As you guys know, if you guys been following the channel, hopefully you guys have been watching, you know, all the videos and shit. But essentially, you guys saw that the last couple of weeks, you know, the store was like taking the piss. It was very, very shit. But we made a change, and I'm not gonna tell you guys the change because you guys hopefully whatever, fuck it, I'll tell you guys a change. Essentially, you know, we had a higher price point. We lowered the price point to, you know, what was previously working. 2, we started running interest and targeting just top 4 without the US, just because of the tariffs, and our COGS on there is really high as shit. So we just decided to turn it off to basically re-optimize our account, blah blah. But essentially these interests, we've had a couple of interests that are looking very, very good. We are waiting for them to hit 5 sales though, so we can actually scale those up just to make sure that they are hit. What the fuck? Who the hell is honking? Just so we hit the proof of concept and shit. But that's the whole goal behind this interest, just to see if we can, you know, scale essentially what is working. That's the goal. And another dub we had this week, before I talk about the goal that we have for that store is that VSL ad that I've been talking to you guys about has been able to get 2 sales. So that VSL ad, I'm not gonna lie, might fucking print. Like, if it gets a bunch of sales, it might do fucking crazy. And I'm excited to see how that performs throughout the next couple of days. So the biggest thing here for the second store is the whole goal behind this shit, or the goal that I want for this week, is just to be able to honestly just look to double ad spend. That's the biggest thing. Because again, we are mainly just testing interest. I haven't been touching anything unless by deleting interest or adding new interest. I really just want to let the shit optimize properly. That's what I've really been focusing on. And again, we've been rewarded very, very well. I don't remember what the percentage we were up this week. I'll show you guys. But again, we're up this week and we barely touched anything. And again, the whole goal behind this is to identify what's working in terms of interests and scale what is working. And then doing that, I know we can probably get a couple $100 in sales. And then from there, the whole focus is going to turn from testing interests to fucking around and trying to scale new creatives. Like, that's the whole game plan with that store. It's first identify what's working, which we did in the past, but we were running mainly US on there. So that's why I had to re-optimize this shit. And then after that, once we identify what's working, scale what was working. So whatever interests were working, we're going to scale that shit, put out to like $50 or $100 a day. Let it rock, let it, do it its thing. But interests don't scale very well for the most part. So that's why we're going to probably change to broad once we identify winning interests and winning creatives. We're going to scale those on the side. And then over here, we're going to fuck around and test a lot more creatives and honestly test more VSLs. The ones that are doing well right now are the UGC style, which are good. And the main reason why they're doing very, very well as well is because we are sending it to the advertorial page that we said I was working the previous weeks ahead or in the past, whatever the fuck. So essentially we know that this advertorial is working. Now we're just waiting for the shit to re-optimize for the other countries that we're testing right now. And once those optimize, then we are going to move ahead again. Scale what's working, new creatives, and we have a VSL that's looking like it might actually print some good cash. So if that shit prints, the VSL prints, then there's no doubt in my mind that VSL is going to be the route. And if we can scale the VSL plus the advertorial, I'm not allowed, it's game over. So that's kind of the whole plan with the store. Again, the whole goal here is to double budgets. I'm not forcing to double budgets like I was doing in the past with the store. I'm just going to scale what is working. And in scaling what's working, we're obviously going to spend more money and we're going to double the ad spend. So that's the thought process. We did have 2 profitable days back to back with the store. So that's a big W as well. So I'll show you guys what the performance yesterday was looking like on the store. Where is it? Today we don't got any sales yet, but it's cool. We usually get sales like later on in the day with the store. We don't typically get it in the morning. Sometimes we do, but not always. But yesterday, pretty decent day. We only spent like $50 yesterday. So I think the profit was like $30. Just $30 profit isn't crazy. Like, that's not a lot of money, but it's just a proof of concept that, we're heading in the right directions throughout the optimizations that we're doing. Because if you guys have been following the channel, we were like going through a whole week with unprofitable days. But it's like, once you finally find like a couple of days or a couple of things that start working where you start getting that small inch of profit, that's when you kind of know you for the most part, you might be in the right direction. If you keep doing what you're doing, you might be able to get out of, the trenches of what struggle you've been in with this shit. So that's kind of, again, the whole thought process behind it. And, oh fuck, we're not even up. We like 2x our, what we did last year. I mean, what the fuck, not last year. The week previous with the second store. So as you can see, again, this is not a lot of money. Like, this is just to show you guys, again, we were fucked. We did like $100. Oh shit. I just showed you guys the stories. I'm gonna have to blur that. But it's just a proof of concept to show you guys that last week we were literally barely to $200. This week we made $400. Hopefully we can push this to $800. Obviously more. But if we can push it to way more, then it'll be an even bigger W. Just to show you guys that there's gonna be up and downs with this shit. You're gonna have to keep optimizing shit. Fuck, optimizing shit. Sometimes, bro, the store that the test that you're doing, it might not be one of those ones where you again find a winner right away. You might have to keep tweaking shit, tweaking the offer, tweaking the landing page, tweaking the ads, tweaking this and that until you find what's working. And that's kind of the phase that I'm in with that store. And we also have to go back to testing shit again, like the interest phase as well, because again, we have to re-optimize everything. Because I'm not gonna go into depth. That's gonna take like another 5 minutes, but yeah, that's kind of what that store's looking like. For the main store, honestly, the main store again, I told you guys was doing very vicious today. As you can see, like it's doing horrible. It is a Monday, so I'm not. I guess I don't really care like that, but it is fucking annoying. And yesterday was shit as well. Like, look how shit this shit is. Like, very, very, like, poor as fuck. Like, I don't really know why. Well, I told you guys in the beginning of the video why I think it's very, very ass, but again, it shouldn't really be this ass. And nothing new really changed onto the setup of the ad account. So that's why it's very, very weird. I looked at the product listing, everything is good. The price been selling well at this price for the last couple of months. So it's like I don't really know what's going on there, but that's why I think that this kind of shit might bring back momentum. At this point with that store, all we need is really momentum just to get us back into the groove of shit. Because again, we've been doing very, very shit this whole week, really. As you guys can see, conversion rate is ass. We are down literally, um, as you can see, 50% from last week. So it's like, we gotta make it out the trenches with the store. We got to, what the hell? We gotta make it out the trenches with the store. We gotta come up, you know, some more results because again, not the best results, bro. I'm aware, very, very shit, but that's kind of what shit's looking like right now for me. Um, I'm excited for the second store. I think again we might see some very, very big numbers in the next couple of months. First store, work in progress. Um, what else did I want? There's something I wanted to talk about as well. I forgot. Oh, yeah, work in progress. But since for the first store, as you guys can see, like this is kind of how my brain's moving. Like every morning, I just wake up and I just brainstorm and think about how we can improve the situation with the store. But um, I be rambling sometimes, so like thankful for anybody that's watching this video. But anyways, essentially what happened was what we're going to test as well with these creatives is we're going to segment these creatives into like two different categories. The first category is going to be the evergreen category where we are going to be testing just like different evergreen angles that we can kind of target and basically scale all year round. The second type of creators we're going to be making are going to be holiday focused. So some of them might not necessarily be most aware. I guess they'll be most aware, honestly, but they'll be very, very focused on the holiday sale that we are testing because I told you guys that in the beginning, but maybe I didn't explain that we are as well going to be testing evergreen angles with the shit. So that's kind of the two angles that we're going to. And as you can see, like the jewelry shit is looking kind of demanding in a way because it's kind of you always have to stay in people's faces, always flashing new offers, new offers, new offers, and hope that they want to buy this shit. So it's like that's why I, again wanted to pivot to the second store. It's kind of easier to run in a way. Obviously, we're in a down period right now, but the conversion rate without me really doing anything is significantly better than anything I've seen with the jewelry store. The buying intent is way better, and it's because the people that we're targeting are people that actually have a problem. And for the most part, if the shit makes sense, bro, and they're really struggling with the problem, they're going to buy the product, though. Like if someone has knee pain and you tell them, yo, this is gonna relieve your knee pain, the price is good. You give them the value of why it's gonna work and all that shit. Like you're gonna give it a try, bro. That's what it is. Like, but for example, for jewelry, if you're selling like I don't know a bracelet, like one, if the person doesn't really want the bracelet, they're not buying that bitch. Like they're just not. Or two, like sometimes people are just like really. Some people as well with like jewelry and shit. Some people they want it to like pass a jewelry tester, which makes sense. But some of them don't want it to be kind of pricey. So it's like, what the fuck do you want, bro? Pick your port. Like, which one do you want, bro? So it's like it's kind of tedious with this shit when it comes to again with the jewelry stuff. So yeah, that's where I'm at. As you guys can see, I'm working. You know, hopefully we can see some good progress coming up in the next couple of weeks, and I'll document it and show you guys what stuff is looking like. So appreciate you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys are taking action. It is Monday. Monday is honestly sets the tone for your week. So if you have a shit Monday, bro, I'm not gonna lie, you're gonna have a shit week. So hopefully you got up your ass and put in some work this week. Okay, I'm boosting, but you might actually have a shit week though. Like I'm boosting a bit, but you might have a shit week. But anyways, take action today. Do your thing. Get active. Go gym. You know, let's get it. So, appreciate you guys for watching this video. Catch y'all in the next video. And peace.